Matthew 6:27. Look what it says. It says, "Can any of us," and I'm going to paraphrase, "can any of us, by worrying, add a single moment to our life? Can we add an hour, a minute?" Like, which of you being anxious can add even an hour to your life? Or, I know I can. I mean, I can add a minute. I don't control that. But let me ask in a more practical way. Whatever it is that you worry, think about it. Whatever it is that you worry, whatever is making you anxious, right? Is that anxious? Is that worry actually solving the problem? Is worrying solving that problem that you, whatever you want to call it, whatever worry, whatever anxious? Now, I know what you may be thinking, because I would think it too. And you might be saying, I'm 2 months behind in the rent, and if I go another month, they might evict me. If I don't figure out a way or find a job, you know, um, maybe it was, I was told that if I don't, if I miss my number, if I miss my goal next month, one more month, I will be fired. Or my spouse and I we haven't spoken in months to each other. We live in the same home, but we're like roommates. And I think we're heading towards divorce. And I don't want to make small those problems, because they're real situation. They're heavy. Okay, I'm not gonna deny that they're not real and they're not hard. But I'm gonna ask you a question. This question again: is worrying or being anxious about your situation is going to add more time to your life? Is the anxiety that you're feeling going to fix it? Now, let me be clear, because sometimes I think we read something, and we think that we don't, what is my role, right, in the situation. Jesus is not saying that don't take responsibility, like don't do anything what's happening. He's not saying just chill, everything will be all right, everything will be fine, no worries, be happy. He's not saying be passive. He's not saying, um don't, he's not saying be lazy and do nothing about, your current situation, just go take a nap. No, that's not what he's saying either. No, that's not the message that he's giving us. Maybe that marriage that is going through a very hard season and that is falling apart, I need some professional help, maybe some good counseling, maybe some wise counseling. Maybe that will require you calling somebody or asking a friend, or hey, do you know of someone that could be a marriage counselor that, you know, could help, you know, us. Maybe is swallowing our pride and sell a few things that, because we always have a lot of stuff of everything, um, and sell them, or take some odd in between jobs to put food on the table. My aunt had shared with me once that my grandmother, they were going through a hard time economically, and she went around her neighborhood asking her neighbors if they had any clothes to wash and iron, so she could earn some money to buy food for that day. And um, I can only imagine my grandma just, she didn't want to beg. She's not begging for money. She said, you know what, I'm gonna do what I can control, and that is I can go. And she swallowed her pride. I'm gonna do something about it. Maybe that job that you're about to lose, maybe it requires to take a step back and refocus on the task that actually will help you move the needle and closer to where you need to start, numbers and meeting your goals. Um, or maybe it's time to start an exit strategy. Why not? And maybe as you start strategizing for that, you start learning new skills that you're gonna need in your new opportunity. Because here's the truth: we can only control our response, how we respond to things, to situation. We don't control people. We don't control circumstances. We don't control resources. You can only do what you can do. That's all.